I'm hunting Americans. My favorite thing about this post is all the Americans on notes gamingly playing along and getting captured by the burger trap. My second favorite thing is the Americans on notes going, this wouldn't work on me because insert an ingredient on the burger they want changed, added, removed, implying that they would fall for the burger trap if it was their preferred burger order. Welcome to America. We have enough fantasy books set at Yale, Cambridge, and Oxford. It's time to hear about States University alum. To their credit, I think the main reason for that is because if we're already making up BS anyway, we might as well pretend we made it into one of those really pompous places. I followed you because of a funny post some time ago, but it's been really exciting to learn about your bleak personal life and extreme political views. I am Cybersmith, liked your post. Cool, thanks. Somehow, I feel like at least one person believes this about me. When people put trigger warning on their content without specifying what the trigger warning is for, this game contains scenes. This post contains notes. Does it? Does it, though? So my chemistry teacher set the table on fire again today. Look at his smug face. Look how freaking happy he is. Chemists are never happy unless something is burning. So my chemistry teacher set the table on fire again today. Again? Yeah, chemistry is repeated, obviously. Yeah, you're right. It would be pretty messed up if you were a swan, but you were raised by ducks and you grew up never seeing an earth swan or even knowing that such a thing as a swan even existed. So you just thought you were a duck with something super wrong with it. Autism, trans moment, Kung Fu Panda. These are all accurate. Today I learned children's blood lead levels dropped 85% in the last 30 years, thanks to a scientist who fought car companies to end leaded gasoline. He also pushed to remove lead from paint, pipes, and even solder in cans. Yep, and it wasn't just about health. There's a massive correlation between removing lead and the drop in violent crime rates. Low-level, consistent lead exposure makes people more aggressive and volatile. So entire generations were basically poisoned into higher crime. And by the way, that unknown scientist wasn't unknown at all. His name was Claire Cameron Patterson. He spent decades battling oil and car industries, getting shut out of funding, and still pushing until lead was phased out. His work not only gave us safer air and water, but arguably reshaped society itself. It's wild that one man's persistence didn't just save billions of kids from brain damage, but might also be one of the biggest hidden reasons crime in the US dropped so drastically after the 90s. The Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships are in France this year, and apparently Marcon appeared in the official live stream to wish the players good luck, which is insane in of itself, but also resulted in one of the craziest unedited pictures of a politician in history. Oh shit, he's got a blue eyes white dragon. Actually, we should start headcanon female characters as being terrible with children. Stop motherifying fictional characters, literally all female characters. That fictional women would not know what the frick to do with a child. I hope it's cool to reblog this. Please do. Also, recommend me fictional women who would be terrible mothers. I need them for reasons. Personally, my favorite version of this is the character who would actually care about the child and just wouldn't know how to deal with it. The about undead unluck starts off with a crass, rude, naked mortal who is consistently injured in grotesque ways, dragging along a suicidal girl in order to find the greatest death. You're like, yeah, this is probably going to be really edgy and irreverent, and then it hands you a piece of paper that just says, the greatest death comes after a life well lived, filled with people you love. And you're like, oh. Best part is it's actually a really good show. What's for dinner, Gail? 13 potatoes and 1 berry. I love auto-selecting camp supplies. It's too funny. It's because you're always chasing that damn questing beast. The Grinch screws to survive. This is phrased like a new Smash character announcement. The Grinch screws to survive. That's dumb and I love it. The whole protect the children stuff makes more sense when you realize that they treat their children like their possessions. So it's less, let our children live their best lives, and more, don't mess with my long-term investment. So much other BS tied up in it. It's easy to forget that the entire root of homophobia, probably why old religions even made it a sin at all, is just the fear that your bloodline will ever end. because so many people, the point of making children is just that they'll make grandchildren. Screwing, except time only moves when you move. That'd be
super hot, super hot, super hot.
I went to Matamay Island, expecting to find people I knew, something I understood. But when my boat landed, standing upon the shore, there were millions empty husks wearing my own face. Every foot of the island was occupied. Everywhere I went, they watched me with contempt. They never spoke, never breathed. They simply watched. No matter how I groveled and begged, snarled and cursed, tried to hide or kicked and hit, they simply stared. The hatred in their gaze was inescapable, but I could hardly return it, knowing their doomed existence was one of my own creation, knowing their hatred was nobody's but my own. In the end, I just wept, unable to stand the relentless gaze of my own infinite glare. Also, the guy who I accidentally cut off in traffic last week, he was there too. The guy who I accidentally cut off in traffic last week was there also. Just found 3 bolts and a snail shell on the ground. Like to play with my things. Oh yeah, there's your things. Generally the worst set of tags I received on a post. Wow. Close to have 10k to me. Once they're coded. I'm so sorry, OP, for that tag. Before you burn me at the stake, of a rope he lets down a tin pail, and you have to toss in 15 cents and a nail, and the shell of a great-great-great-grandfather snail. You had sources? Which dad should walk me down the aisle? Hey, so I'm getting married this summer, and I have no idea who will walk me down the aisle. For context, my bio parents had me young and gave me up, and I was adopted by my dads, but then they divorced and married their partners, both men, so technically I have 5 dads and I'm so stuck. Have them all carry her on a palanquin. Competition for the best dad to win? Have them pass you along like a relay race. Have your maid of honor walk you down the aisle and replace your bridesmaids with your dads. You know, the funny thing is all 4 of these are good options, and it depends on your relationship with them as to which one's your better bet. Her eyes were Rule 34 green. It is a pretty beautiful green, I'll give you that. I'm sorry for how I've been acting today. I drank 2 bisexual monsters and I became a 3rd. Genuinely unable to tell what you're standing on. Have a horrible day. They should make a version of socializing that doesn't make you feel like you're still the weird 12-year-old kid that doesn't know why she's not normal like the other kids. My 17-year-old brother's school did a mock election and one of the kids ran as the Communist Party as a joke, and the school made them stop because they were winning. Their mock election was so realistic, the school even played the role of the CIA. I have an idea. It's a little revolutionary and the world might not be ready for it, but hear me out. A man and a woman meet. The man acts rude and arrogant, and the woman dislikes him for it. And then the woman continues to dislike him throughout the entirety of the work in fiction in question and never falls in love with him, and they never get married, not even a little bit. Thank you for your time.